Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. I think I can tell what's in here because there's a little peephole, so I can kind of see. I'm going to guess that this is from Miguron / AM8. So, whatever it is, as per usual, I will link it right down below. You guys can check it out if you want. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Thanks to Miguron for sending these in. And please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Okay, let's see. I'm really hoping that this is not, models that they have already released that are just different variations. But then again, I said that one time, and they sent me like the coolest Velonas that I've ever seen. So, whatever they are, I guess what I'm saying is I hope they're interesting. Miguron makes really, really nice stuff. I don't want to complain about, stuff being sent in for content. But, as a reviewer, you have to critique. If something's the same thing over and over and over again, right? Got to talk about it. Let's get both of these out here real quick. These both look to be budget knives. The reason I say that is because their packaging is ever so slightly different for premium stuff. It's got a little pull tab on it, right? But their budget stuff, in my opinion, tends to be just about the best, right? If you're new to my channel, what you're watching right now is not a review. What you're watching is an unboxing, which I do for almost every single knife that comes into the channel. I've done that since day one, 6 years ago. I have a playlist called Unboxings. It's got over 1,000 videos in it. I always do this first, and then the reviews follow after I've had a chance to experience the knife. I always do these blind, and I do that because it's fun for me, and it's also fun for the people watching the content, knowing just as little usually about the knife, as I do. So this is kind of interesting. It's a little rectangle. It's not a small knife at all, and the name of it I don't know because they run out of this label system just cuts the name off. So whatever this is, I'll have it linked in the description with the full name. Okay, right off the bat, it feels pretty good. Thumb studs leave a little bit to be desired, and I'll tell you why. There's no taper. It's just a barrel. Now, it's not the least comfortable barrel I've ever experienced, right? But I like a good, I like some steps, like a taper. It's a little more comfortable on the thumb, in my opinion, but this is okay. It's not bad. Yeah, okay, so you can see what the grind's doing here. This is most likely, it's 14C28N, but as is generally the case, I can almost guess what the price on this is. I bet it's right about 50 bucks. And that's a good price considering, we're looking at PVD coated 14C28N. This is a very similar setup to the Miguron Moyarl that I have that I consider to be one of the best budget knives in fact, the best budget knife of 2023. So we have a nice, almost kind of a slicer grind. Just kind of an elbow nudge to the hinder slicer grind there. 14C28N PVD coated, and then a titanium pocket clip. So Miguron, if you're new to knives, these are made in China, but this is some of the best value. This isn't let me put it this way. If you are new to, the modern knife world, if the last thing that you remember buying was a Gerber paraframe from Walmart, let me tell you, a lot has happened since then. A lot. So made in China no longer means, which actually isn't the Gerber paraframe made in China? I can't remember. Maybe it's Taiwan. I honestly don't know. I hate that knife. But made in China no longer necessarily means garbage. In fact, some of the best manufacturing quality on earth, I know it's going to be hard for some people to hear, especially if you have missed the last decade in the knife world. Made in China no longer means junk. In fact, oftentimes it means incredible. Their manufacturing capabilities are amazing, and obviously labor costs are much lower there, so they're able to produce a lot of this stuff that would otherwise cost a lot of money for substantially less. You can have your reservations on Made in China. I'm not here to discuss that. You can decide whatever you want. On this channel, I review everything with an equal, right? There's no bias one way or another. I like to personally buy a lot of USA made stuff, right? But when it comes to my reviews, I'm going to critique things for what they are. So the quality, coming back around, the quality on Miguron knives is absolutely off the charts considering the price tag. They have very little competition. There's very other companies, Chinese or not, doing PVD 14C28N, superb fit and finish, right? This is just G10. And then adding titanium pocket clips for 50 or less. It just doesn't happen. It's a cool design, but it's also a very much like not, there's nothing really special here. The special part is the execution of materials you're getting for the money. And it's a good, you know, fairly ergonomic, reasonable design. I mean, it's just kind of a rectangle body, good placement of thumb studs, right? Reasonable comfort. It's just, we've seen this before, but it's cool, right? So there you go. There's your first one there. And then this guy, which actually might end up being the exact same thing, just in a different color, which is fine. At least it's a model I haven't seen before. Gosh, bless it. I really like their premium boxes a lot better. It is. And I'll tell you right off the bat, I like the look of this one much better. Much better. Oh yeah, gray PVD. That's cool, man. We don't see enough of this. That is so good looking. Man. This is not paint. PVD is a very durable and very, beneficial coating. Not only are you getting a little bit of extra, like, scratch resistance and stuff like that. It's not as hard as a true DLC, but it's one of the best coatings that you can get on a pocket knife, right? Whether you're talking budgetary, usually you don't see PVD until you get up into the, some of the more premium knives, but a very nice, even gray PVD that's beautiful. We have sort of a battleship gray scale here with what looks to be a PVD titanium clip. They've also, it looks like they PVD the liners as well. And that'll be the case on both of these. I like the blue. I just think the gray with darker gray contrast looks a little bit better. But yeah, that's super nice. I like that a lot. That's making me like the knife a little bit more. Sometimes that'll do it. Just the color of something, like the design itself it can only be so interesting until it's a color setup that you like. I would love to see, number one, Miguron, take this PVD thing that you're doing and extend it into the premium end of your line. You guys do cool colors and stuff like this in PVD. You do, all these cool finishes. Like you've got like a beautiful tumbled finish, for example, that you apply periodically to your Velonas. You've got this gray PVD. I don't see any of that stuff on your premium end. I think a lot of people would appreciate at least the option on the premium end, right? It seems like the premium stuff is just bead blasted with bead blasted and then occasionally some blue anno or something, which is fine. But stuff like this is really cool, right? Like I said, this is just an unboxing and first impressions. Honestly, there's not really anything complicated going on with this knife, so it wouldn't be difficult to review it, but I still feel like it needs to have a little bit of pocket time. I need to experience it as a pocket knife before I can do that. So you'll get the full comprehensive review here a few weeks down the road. Obviously, there's a lot of things in rotation. There's a lot of stuff coming up for review. As a reviewer who uploads 2 videos a day consistently, there's a lot of stuff in line. So we'll get to this one. In the meantime, it'll still be linked down below. I very much doubt it's an expensive. I'm almost certain it's probably going to be right around $50. So yeah, it's cool, right? I've seen the design many times before. Not the first time I've ever seen it, but a cool knife and definitely a good value. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do of course have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.